Hi, thank you for joining me. My name is Ken Tapp. I am the CEO of Decentral Life and Social Life Network. Today, I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into the 10K, which can sometimes be a long document that most people overlook, certain things that we want to point out. And given that on April 15th, we are going to have another video podcast update that dives into the growth of each of our TBI companies, we thought, why not give this information to you in advance? So for some of you, you can come up with questions and ask those to us as we wrap up our video call on April 15th. All right, let's dive right in. So for starters, Decentral Life is our new name. At the beginning of March, while we were in our quiet period, we were able to get the state of Nevada to finally update our filing from earlier in the year to change our name. Also keep in mind that Social Life Network is still operating as a division of Decentral Life. It is a TBI for those of you who are not familiar with our business model. That stands for a technology business incubator. Decentral Life, it is focused on tokenization, ICOs, digital wallets, and so on, and go and license that separate outside of the TBI program to other companies. And our initial target are public companies. There are over 100,000 public companies worldwide, and we believe the future of tokenization will be adopted by many of those companies as they look to use tokenization as a security in addition to their stock so that they can raise capital and more awareness internationally. Understand that a lot of companies have stock or securities in other countries, and they're limited with their exposure for potential shareholders to be able to come in and participate in the growth of those companies. So we see a huge opportunity here. But we also see an opportunity in the private marketplace, startup companies specifically, but other companies in the niche industries that our TBIs focus on. For instance, real estate brokerage firms, mortgage companies, and so on, all could benefit from tokenization, not by creating a new currency for their company, but instead to use it as a governance for all employees, even private shareholders, to participate in the governing of that particular company and its growth. There are countless ways that we believe tokenization in the future is going to be adopted by many business verticals. So expect more and more news and updates as we continue to move forward with that part of our business model. And I'll just go ahead and drop a little Easter egg here. On Friday, we're going to talk about the first company that we have already licensed our software out to. And on Thursday night, we will be finalizing a deal, a partnership with another company that will be going out and selling this new licensing software for us throughout the public markets and the private markets. So don't forget to tune in on April 15th for that information and the updates on all of the TBIs. So let's go ahead and get started. Of course, I can't go too far along without talking about our safe harbor. There will be things that not only do I talk about in this video and in future videos, but things that we've already put here into the 10K, they can change. We have a business model that is evolving. We are a tech startup incubator at heart. And so technology constantly has to change for those companies to continue to be competitive in their own marketplace and to have us as their primary source for that technology. So as we move through a rapidly changing blockchain industry, and some other industries we might put our toe in, we always have to understand that what our model is today could be fine-tuned tomorrow or next week. So as I go through the details here in the 10K, understand that this is where we are at right now. Now let's dive right in. So we are, of course, a tech business incubator. What that really means for shareholders who buy our stock and hold it long-term, and we understand some people just buy it and sell it on a daily basis, of course, is that over a period of time, years, we have different companies that graduate to this liquidity event, be it an acquisition or a merger or an IPO, and then our company takes a 15% stake in each of those companies as they reach their liquidity event. And whatever that equals ends up on our balance sheet. And we rinse and repeat. We continue to do that for each company that goes through our program. Additionally, we take a 5% cut of the revenue on these companies. And that's not just up until that liquidity event, but because we continue to license our software beyond that liquidity event, we receive 5% of that revenue ongoing. Now, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, we are going to go out and start licensing our cryptocurrency, ICO, digital wallet, and other tools that we'll be building along the way to other companies that do not participate in our TBI. One of the things that we got a lot of feedback on last year in 2021 was that there was just these milestones along the way that a shareholder had to wait for, so that on a quarterly basis, each time we did a filing, they could see whether we had made the progress that was meaningful to them as a shareholder or not. As we add this new revenue stream into the company on a quarterly basis, whether one of these companies reaches its liquidity event in that quarter or not, will continue to have revenue growth month after month after month and year after year. So as a new shareholder, if you're just learning more about our company, that should be an indicator that this is a company you want to invest in long term. All right, so what industries do we cover in our TBI? We're in the cannabis and the hemp industry. We are in the outdoorsman industry, the real estate industry, a number of sports, racket sports, golf, cycling. We are in the RV industry, motorsports industry, soccer industry. And of course, now as of late, we're in the DeFi space and we are in the NFT space. That will continue to evolve. Many people have asked us questions over the last quarter or so. Gosh, now you're in the NFT space. So many other companies are in the NFT space. Yes, this is true. They are in the NFT space as it relates to photos and videos and even audio. And that's a great place to be. But we truly believe that NFTs, non-fungible tokens, can be used as efficiently in other industries like the title industry. Imagine buying your house and not having to go to a closing that has a stack of papers this thick that you have to go through and sign each one. And instead, it is an NFT. There are many examples, and we'll get into some more details on those on our April 15th call. Okay, so I'm going to kind of zip through here. Of course, we have risk factors in our 10K that you should be aware of. Please read through all of these. There are a few people that reach out to us from time to time, and they ask questions about ownership and how things work long-term, and quite a few questions really more relating to other types of penny stock or emerging growth companies. It's just important to understand that we don't operate the same way a mining company or a pharmaceutical company does. As a tech incubator, we continue to help each one of these companies through their growth stages. So understand that if you're going through and it looks like we're running pretty lean with executives, lean with expense, this is a great thing for you as a shareholder because now we don't have a lot of overhead. In fact, on that note, let's dive right into the financial aspect of the company. I won't go through all of the details in our financials because that would take too long. So I suggest you do. But the short of it is from 2020 through 2021, there wasn't really a lot of change in our financials, with the exception of a big change in early 2021, where we had retired all of our debt. We started doing that in 2020. We finished it in early 2021. And so as a shareholder, you should be excited that we're a company that's operating without any debt. Okay, so I'm going to kind of leave it right there. We want to really dive into some more details with the TBI program on Friday, April 15th. So I won't jump the gun and get into too much of that right now. But I do suggest that you go through our 10K and understand the TBI program and the difference with that and the new licensing of our ICO and digital wallet and payment platform. And as we get into more details moving forward, we'll explain how that revenue from the decentralized side is going to continue to generate revenue on a daily and a weekly and a monthly basis, because we are taking fees as money is moving in and out of that digital wallet and that payment platform. If you were staying up to date over the last month or so, some of our TBI participants, that would be Leica, Hunt Post, and MJ Link, did launch their beta version of the digital wallet and the payment system. And that payment system has now been tested to work with QuickBooks and Peachtree. And we're finalizing the testing on FreshBooks, NetSuite, and eventually a handful of other very popular accounting systems, so that when those companies that are using that platform to send or receive invoices are paying for those invoices, then of course our company is receiving a small transaction fee off of every one of those transactions. So pretty exciting. Maybe you could tell in my voice that I'm excited about that, because it really does change the way you can look at our company as a shareholder, as not just being locked into a TBI program. All right, folks. Well, thank you again for your time today. Write down all of your questions. We'll see you on April 15th live. And in the meantime, stay safe and healthy.